Right, so what we got here is some JVC HA-RX300 headphones, and when I plug them in to a computer, I only hear really high-pitched frequencies, probably above 10 kilohertz, which is probably higher than some people can even hear at all. I don't know what the heck's going on. We're gonna find out. COVID. Let's see what's happening here. The headphone cable comes in, touches those two pads. Seems like the outer one, the red, just goes out to this side, gets picked up over here. The red would be the right, the green would be the left, so that'd be the inside. Makes sense. We're gonna continuity test that. The problem was on both sides, unlike the Sonys that I've fixed in previous videos. So the tip should be the left. Yep. Middle should be the right. And this should be the ground. Nothing. Which makes total sense now that I think of it, because all I could hear in the headphones was the difference between the left and right, the crosstalk happening at the preamp. This was at, or sorry, technically the amplifier. This was on an iMac that I was listening to this, which it's an Apple product, so it's probably got a decent DAC. So that's why the signal was so quiet in the first place. Okay, so our ground is the problem, which means we don't know if the issue is up in here or way further back. Now, I don't want to cut off this end here if I don't have to. So what we can afford is to lose a couple inches off of this guy. So that's where we're going to start. We're just going to cut that, and then we're going to see if our ground has continuity back here. Now they seem to have taken off at least this much. And it comes with all this hair. Some extra string in there to keep it stringy, keep it flexible, keep it from breaking. Anyways, continuity tester's still on, batteries are dying. Now, is it possible that there's a coating on here? Maybe. But I'm starting to suspect this here plug, which means I chopped this off for nothing, but that's okay because we can rebuild them. We have the technology. Now, I was a little optimistic. I'm gonna have to get some more just to make that work, I think. Yeah. Feeling a little better about that. We're gonna have to be real careful unwinding this from over here when we resolder. And on this side, we're just gonna solder on a new plug if I have one. We got some TRRS, but that's not what we want. I'm gonna do some soul searching and get back to you. Well, I figure it won't really matter if I use a TRRS as long as I don't hook anything up to the second sleeve there. As long as I'm using this first one. So I guess the second ring is what you'd call this. As long as I use the second ring for the ground, that's getting into some tight soldering. I don't know if I want to do that. But we got nothing left to lose. We'll cut a couple inches back off of here. We will put the boot on right away because we're not dumb. We'll start the soldering iron while we're thinking of it. And we'll take off not too much. Just straight. Did that work? Didn't screw anything up? I think that's the ticket. Now the trick is to cut these all to be the right length. So let's get Fluffy Guy out of the way first. I shouldn't have started the soldering iron that soon. That was optimistic. I'm not convinced this is going to work out. I don't have the fine motor skills, but I am willing to try. So, all the way out means all the way in. That would be our left. So our left gets to be the shortest. And we would want to solder it first because it'll be under everything else. Well, my phone overheated, so I lost a little bit of stuff, but I cut off some different lengths here. I ended up having to take a little bit extra off here too because I was a little too rough with it and I messed up the red. So I got my red cut short and my green cut even. Why is my screen going black? Got my red cut short, my green cut even shorter. I got 3 little beads of solder on there. And we're gonna see if that's enough. I don't think this is gonna work. Well, my phone overheated and missed a bunch of things, but by some miracle, this soldering that I did worked. So we're gonna lock that in place as soon as I find my pliers. These ones will do. We'll just clamp that down right here and speak never again about it. As long as that can thread shut. Moment of truth. Oh yeah, I did find my scissors. They were about 6 inches off camera. Solder's kind of in the way. Kind of in the way. Boop. No, it's worse. Good job. It's okay. Let's try the side cutters on that. I don't think that's having the fully desired effect, but that went on. So I guess it did have the desired effect in that sense. These are stupidly hard to solder onto. I tied a knot in the same fashion as this guy, but I'm not going to pull it tight until I get this soldered on, just so I know that it worked. So this can hop out of the way, and we get to go cozy. So you remember red on the outside, green on the inside, and then ground on the one right there. For lack of a better word, take these guys. Don't want to burn this. Oh, that's stinky. What kind of solder is that? Yeah. And they're off. So now we untangle as much as we can. There. That worked out pretty well. Now before I get in too close, put a little more solder on the tip of that because that was kind of iffy. If I can. That one didn't take too kindly to it. But we'll see how the red and green do. Come on. Get some fresh stuff on there maybe. Gross. That one a little better. That one's not going good at all. Doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason to this. Well, we'll see what can be done with that. So, I'm not gonna tie them together like that. That's a little intense. Maybe I am gonna have to tie them together. All right. Ow, it's hot. But that looked like it held. Okay, green one next. And maybe we'll add a little bit of solder to the right channel soldering pad. For old time's sake. Ah. Come on. Slippery. What about these? Different end. No, still slippery. So slippery. But that's on. So, where's our other end here? A good one that we made. I never tested this, see if the test tone works. Sounds like both sides are working. We'll put her back together. Snug this up. See, they got some wizardry for how they do this knot to fit in this box. Maybe I have the wizardry too, though. Look at that. That's gonna fit around the screw hole. We're gonna get you a better camera angle. Go back to where we were. Return to monkey. Okay. Now we line up. That's lined up, that's lined up. Where did those screws go? This appears to be one. And this appears to be one. Wah! Now I don't have a small manual screwdriver like this anymore, so this is all I have. Now the deep side goes this way. Okay, I'm confident that'll work. I'll test it out, and if I don't come back, if this is the end of the video, then it worked. Bye for now.